let's get to the outrageousness first. Not only have Southern States Wrestling wrested the title from the Lord Murphy Costigan, the talent centre of Southern States Wrestling. Not only have they done that egregiously, in my view, this week we are told in his interview with Mike Mann, and is not entirely happy, and I'm not surprised, we are told that not only has Mike Mann been given an opportunity as the first defence of Chase Emery's title. Chase will be talking to Joe Wheeler at the top of this show. He's alright, but it's not a patch on what Murphy Costigan can do on the mic. And Murphy Costigan will be at the end of this, more or less at the end of this episode. Actually, right at the end, we've got Z Collins and Grant Kistel. They introduce themselves, then it cuts off. So we don't know. Who are they? I mean, I know who they are. What do they want to say? What do they want to say? We'll never know. Back to Lord Murphy Costigan, because it's very important. I always like to go back to Lord Murphy Costigan because he's so marvellous. Not only is he having to deal with the man that he employed and gave money to, Mike Mann, getting a title shot ahead of him, he's got to face Clay. He's got to face Clay, Marty Clay, in a top 10 contenders match. Right, just a minute. When you are the champion and you lose that championship, do you not have a rematch clause in your contract? We don't know because it's not been said. I presume there isn't one. But do you not? Or do you not have an opportunity to put the loss or avenge the loss? Put the loss right, avenge the loss. Do you not? Not in this one. Not in this situation. I think it's outrageous. Outrageous! And Southern States Wrestling is outrageously good this week. Because what you've got is I think it must be the 34th anniversary where Lord Murphy Costigan lost his belt. And it's the tag team championships between the faction, Jeffs, Connolly and Baker, who are now hearing some fan cheers because on the other side is are the champions, Trey Chaos, Lawrence, with Miss Serenity, who is not very well liked because she's caused a lot of shenanigan, particularly with a spray my eyes, you see. Okay, the faction had said ahead of this match that we're going to have someone in their corner who was not to be announced until the match. It's actually Bobo Brazil. Bobo Brown, should I say. Sorry, not Bobo Brazil. He's another great wrestler. But Bobo Brown is really well liked in this area, and quite right too. He will get involved, but not quite as much as I think the faction would like. Now, early on, we've got a worked Connolly headlock and a double axe handler from Baker. They're working well, you know. He says he wants Lawrence because he's the big boy on the faction team as well, of course. Shoulder block, no one moves. Basement drop kick from Baker to the back of Trey's head. That's got to hurt, hasn't it, Trey? It's got to hurt. Yeah. How many fingers am I holding up? How many chances do I get? As was often said in boxing, or certainly once. Now, a little hip swivel from Connolly before a knee drop. And Baker also swivels his hips, not as well. He's not as fluid as his mate before a splash. Then there's an arm lock from Lawrence. Forearms to the chest, a Garvin stomp. And Bobo is walking the ring to make sure it's okay. Miss Serenity's out there as well, of course. Miss Serenity. Then you've got Lawrence doing a kind of half earthquake in that he sits. He just sits on Jeff Connolly for a 2 count. Trey gets a basement missile dropkick. I like that very much indeed. Lawrence has got the mounted punches. He's both meat and potatoes, Lawrence, you see. There you go. He's big fella, though. Jawbreaker to get out of the offence from Connolly. Hot tag prevented by Trey, which is a shame. And then you've got Lawrence clapping at Connolly because, you know, he's at the end of a beating here and they're really mocking him. He then gets a desperation clothesline, does Jeff C. Hot tag, double clothesline from Jeff Baker. A slam, Lawrence has to break up the cover, or even bake up the cover if he had an oven in there. then it would be an illegal object, wouldn't it? Then we've got all of them in, and Serenity has got the spray. She's on the apron. Bobo gets up to try and stop her. She sprays him. And then Connolly grabs the spray and sprays Lawrence in full view of the ref. And there's a pin. And then it's announced that the belts are to be given, and actually the belts are taken from the faction and given back to the champs. It's a mess, folks. First of all, why would Connolly, when he hasn't got the champion's advantage, right in front of the ref, grab the spray, the thing that he's been concerned that is being used on him and his partner recently, so the ref can see it. They're given the pin. Then I don't know who comes up to speak to the ref. I don't think Jeff Sterling's there. He's usually the one that gets on the apron and tells the ref. I don't know who tells the ref. I think he suddenly realises, and he realises he's given the belts to the wrong person. Maybe someone at Southern States Wrestling can help me on this one. It looked a real mess. And later on, we've got the faction who were delighted that Spray is banned from the next match. They're going to get another title opportunity here. And also Miss Serenity will be handcuffed to Bobo. That's going to be great. The faction are very happy about that. But they can't be happy about how that match ended. Surely not. I'm not really happy either, although I really enjoyed this episode. It is a hot mess, but it is a mess. And what a mess they've created for themselves at the top of the card with what they've done to Lord Murphy Costigan. Why, I order. Ta-ta.